Hi friends, good evening. Welcome to Annamaya IAS Academy. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director of the Institute. Today in this particular video, we will try to discuss about the key takeaways from the toppers general essay answers. As I have said very repeatedly that in the UPSC mains exam, the general essay paper is the game changer. The scores which you get in the general essay paper, quite often they decide the rank of the student. So keeping that in mind, we are trying to help the students to learn from the toppers general essay answers. So after having seen many of the toppers general essay answer sheets over a period of time, those who scored very high in the essay paper, or those who scored above 140 plus in the general essay paper, we have gone through their general essay answers which they have written in several institutes. After carefully reading the general essay answers of the toppers who scored high in the general essay paper, these are the key takeaways. So if these key takeaways are internalized by the aspirants, you can also aim scoring high in the general essay paper. So if you take the first key takeaway, after having gone through the general essay answers of the toppers, all of them, most of them, they are very good in introductions and conclusions. So for the general essay answer, when they write the introduction, when they write the conclusion, they are so good. In most of the cases, they should have drafted it well before the exam. How is that possible, sir? Yes, it is possible. In section A and section B, over a period of time, after seeing the questions which have come in the past, you can come up with a set of themes important for the general essay paper. On these themes, you should work for best introductions and conclusions. For example, one nation, one election has been in the news. Federalism has been in the news. Language issue has been in the news. So if these are the topics which have been in the news, so if an essay question comes on language issue, how best the topic can be introduced, how best the topic can be concluded. You must work this well before you take the final mains exam. So those students who have done this job of preparing conclusions and introductions for the expected essay topics, they are straight away using these introductions and conclusions without much delay. So that's what we can make out from their answers. They are all pre-drafted. Introductions and conclusions which the toppers are writing in the general essay answer, they are not the introductions and conclusions which are thought out on the same day. They are prepared well in advance. This is one key takeaway. So if you want to score high in the general essay paper, make sure that your introduction and conclusion is very impactful, very strong. The second one, liberal use of relevant quotations. So the important quotations given by great people with a lot of wisdom and experience, like Nelson Mandela, like Mahatma Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, the quotations of these people can be used if they are relevant to the topic of the essay. And on an average, those who scored high in the general essay paper, they are writing a minimum of 5 to 6 quotations in the general essay paper, general essay answer. This is one more thing which will make a difference in your scores. Then the third one, especially those who scored 130 and 140 plus in the general essay paper, they have a good command over the English language. So which means their ability to frame the sentences properly without grammatical mistakes was very good. So this is the third difference which makes between the one who scores high and who doesn't score high. Then the fourth one and the fifth one, they resemble similar. So when you write the general essay answer, you are writing for 10 to 12 pages, 1000 to 1200 words. You must write your general essay answer in such a way that it is very properly communicated to the examiner without creating any confusion in the mind of the examiner. And that requires that you should have clarity on the topic which you are writing. You must have a lot of knowledge on the topic in a multi-dimensional way. So that's why if you want to score high in the general essay paper, one more requirement is coherent articulation or systematic way of presenting things. If you can do this, you are going to impress upon the examiner and you can score high in the exam. Then if certain topics come in the general essay where you are expected to take a stand, it is better if you take a stand in the end of the first paragraph itself. When you write the introduction for the general essay, in that paragraph, before you end that paragraph, you tell to the examiner what is your stand. For example, Narendra Modi government wanted to bring in simultaneous elections. So what is your stand? I am against simultaneous elections. You may be in favor of simultaneous elections. So this stand you must mention, specify in the introduction paragraph itself. Then the next one, you must give the subheadings. Most of the toppers, they have given the subheadings. There are some who have not given subheadings, but even these some who have not given subheadings, they have underlined the keywords. Remember, take any newspaper, especially the English dailies, it can be Indian Express or the Hindu, every editorial, the op-ed page, when it is written for 800 words, it contains at least 4 to 5 subheadings. So there is lot of advantage if you give the subheadings. Because if you give the subheadings, it will be easy for the examiner to navigate through your answer and try to understand your answer. So giving subheadings, most of the toppers have done, and this will help you in scoring high. Then again, one more observation which we have made is when the toppers who scored high in the general essay paper, when they write the general essay answer, they write in small paragraphs, not very big paragraphs. Every paragraph will be communicating 1 or 2 ideas, not more than that. So when you write your general essay answer, try to write small paragraphs, preferably each paragraph communicating 1 idea. Then this will greatly reduce the burden on the examiner to understand what you are trying to tell in that particular paragraph. The next one, most of the toppers who are scoring high in the general essay paper, they do underline the keywords. That's again will improve your scores a lot. And when you write your general essay answer, try to link what is happening around you to the general essay answer to substantiate, to justify your stand. For doing that, you can make use of data available before you from the economic survey documents, examples, and the case studies, reports of committees. All these can be made use of to support your stand, to create an impact on the examiner, and to convince the examiner by reasoned argument. This is one more requirement. Then most of the topics which come in the general essay paper, they are in one way or the other way can be linked to the Indian constitutional document. We have the preamble, we have the rights, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy, and the fundamental duties. So wherever it is possible, try to connect that topic to the Constitution of India. Then the next one, and again it will help you if you can use flow charts. For example, if you are writing on, say, demographic dividend. So write a demographic dividend, put an arrow, human resource development, put an arrow, will lead to Vikasit Bharat. So there is a link. If you properly invest in human resources by spending on health and education, it will help in creating more wealth that makes India a developed nation. So these ideas can be communicated in the form of a flow chart. So that will again make it easy for the examiner to understand your ideas. So flow charts are meant for simplifying what you are trying to say, not to complicate it to the examiner. Then, as I said already, when you read the general essay answer, try to link it to current affairs. Try to link it to what is happening around you day in and day out. That is one more important requirement. And again, when you write the general essay answers, wherever it is required, wherever it is possible, try to use the reports of the committees. When you are writing on education, try to refer to Subramanian Committee, Kasturi Rangan Committee, which formed the basis for new National Education Policy 2020. You can make use of committees, you can make use of articles in the Indian Constitution, you can make use of judgments of the Supreme Court, and you can make use of research data, you can make use of laws made by Parliament, you can make use of policies enacted by the government, and you can also bring in schemes and missions which are under implementation. So many of the toppers who scored high in the general essay paper, they liberally refer to these initiatives of the government: scheme, mission, policy, legislation, a judgment of the Supreme Court. So this also must be done to score high in the general essay paper. Then when you write the general essay answer, the focus, you should not miss it out. So the entire 10 to 12 pages or 1000 to 1200 words, it should keep revolving around the demand of the statement or demand of the question in the general essay answer. So most of the toppers who scored very high in the essay paper, they maintain this focus on the demand of the statement in all the 10 to 12 pages, and that made them score high in the general essay paper. Then finally, many a times general essay paper is also a paper which will reflect upon your personality. So when you write the general essay answer, wherever it is possible, try to reflect your personality by bringing in your ideas, your thoughts on the particular topic. So the examiner would also love to know what kind of person you are. So that can be made possible, that is made possible only by incorporating our original ideas into the general essay answer. These are the key takeaways after